Well, hey there, friend. Thanks so much for stopping by. If you're a new dietitian, totally new to insurance, or new to setting up the front end of your insurance-based practice, then you definitely want to stick around because today we're gonna talk about something super important that I see a ton of dietitians get very much confused about, which is the differences between ERAs, EFTs, and where each one is going to be set up. So for those who don't know me, I am Amy Plano. I am the reimbursement dietitian, and I help dietitians get credentialed, build the shit out of insurance, and make the money they deserve. And starting in 2025, this is actually a service we will be offering done for you. But if you're somebody who's not looking to take advantage of that, I wanted to talk to you about what EFTs and ERAs are and how they are very much different and where you would go to set those up. So let's talk about ERAs first. So ERAs are just an acronym for electronic remittances. And what that simply means is ERAs are going to tell you who you were paid on, how much you were paid for, what the patient's responsibility is, if any, and then it will always include information about the check amount and the check number, okay? Why ERAs are important. Another name you guys may have heard them referred to as EOBs. So EOBs back in the day, once you saw a provider, you would get an EOB, an explanation of benefits, in the mail. An ERA is exactly the same exact thing. It's going to tell you who, it's going to tell the patient, same thing as you're going to see, like who they saw, usually like the units somewhere are like billed in there. Sometimes place of service is noted, ICD-10s, all of the things. Why you need ERA set up properly, and this is once again one of the services that we will be offering in 2025 and going forward, is that you need to know who you were paid on and if you were paid correctly, which most of the time you are. So where are ERAs set up? And this is where I think there's a lot of confusion. Depending upon your EMR, they are historically set up inside the EMR or the clearinghouse. Okay, so let's talk about some of the different clearinghouses and EMRs. So like say for Practice Better, the ERA and ERA enrollment is generally done in ClaimMD, or if you're integrating with Office Ally, it would be done in Office Ally. I believe Healthy integrates with Office Ally, so the ERAs are set in Office Ally to integrate with Healthy. Simple Practice, already built right in there, right? When you guys are setting up your account in Simple Practice, in the settings section under insurance, you are going to enroll with the insurance companies. In enrolling with the insurance companies, you are also setting up your ERAs. So when you are paid, this is the big piece, when you are paid by the insurance company or the claim is processed, the ERA will essentially link from the insurance company to let you know you were paid and who you were paid on. A lot of us use Availity because sometimes the ERAs don't link up. And we, for example, in my practice, would go into Availity for, say, Blue Cross Blue Shield and Aetna, and we were able to pull our claims, pull who we were paid on. But once again, in the beginning, from an ERA standpoint, like if you are set for EFTs, which we're going to talk about in a second, you'll know right away who you're paid on because you don't have that many patients. But once you get to, over 20 patients, you might be seeing deposits or payouts, and you need to know who you're paid on. So ERAs will literally generally be linked inside of your EMR, EHR, and they will essentially tell you who you were paid on, what you were paid for, and was their payment made at all? Because a lot of times we'll get ERAs and it will say zero payment. Then we need to go and investigate the claim. So does everybody get ERAs, right? So ERAs are essentially an invoice getting linked to your EMR that shows you exactly who you were paid on. Okay. Let's go over to EFTs because this is where I think I see the most confusion. So EFTs, electronic fund transfers, right, is the way you want to be paid by the insurance company. So you want the insurance company to initiate payment from their bank account directly into yours. Okay. Why you want that to be done that way is number one, it's much quicker, and it's much more efficient. Back in the day, I would love myself a good check. But a lot of times the checks, just like an electronic payment, don't come with an EOB, so then you still need your ERAs to be linked. EFTs, once again, these are set up externally. Internally for ERAs, right? We're doing that within the clearinghouse, within the EHR. But EFTs are entirely separate. In my coaching program, right, I walk you guys step by step how to set those up. But the main point of today's video is just to let you know they are not done through your EHR. A lot of you guys are trying to do it through your EHR. Getting paid is external, right? So that's why we need the ERAs coming through our EHR, EMR, whatever we want to call that. And then our EFTs are going directly to our bank account. Once again, those are external. So for example, for UHC, I think we go through Optum, Cigna for HCP. So those are externally done. And if they're not done correctly, or they're not done at all, don't freak out. But what will happen there is they will either send you a paper check, which can take up to, in my practice, I feel like it takes 6 to 8 weeks. Or they'll send you like what we call like a gift card, a V card, where you have to run that through your processor in your EMR and you will be hit with transaction fees. So for example, for us, that would be about 3%. So if we were paid on somebody for $100, we'd only see a deposit for 97 because the rest would go to the processor. So if you do not set up EFTs externally, you will get either a paper check or a V card hit with processing fees, and it will take much longer. With that being said, the last thing I want to say about ERAs and EFTs is there is a lag time. We have noticed in my experience what goes on from an ERA standpoint, like we might be told we were paid on a claim, but sometimes that payment is not made for 7 to 10 days, even as an EFT. Once again, with that being said, if you are not set up for EFTs, you will get paper checks. But like I said, in my experience, like it can be 6 to 8 weeks after you are actually processed. With that being said, we are pretty much set up for EFTs in my practice for all insurance companies. And for most insurance companies, we are paid within 2 weeks easily. So that money is already in the account, and much easier to be set up. So if you do not set up EFTs, you will get paper checks or V cards. The V cards will need to be processed through your insurance processor, and you will be hit with those fees. So just to summarize, okay, ERAs are basically an invoice of the services provided and the payments provided that, when set up properly, communicates with your EMR who you were paid on, paid amounts, deductible amounts, all of those things. Those are set up internally within your EHR. EFT is completely separate. That is how you are paid. The ERAs tell you who you're paid for. The EFTs are set up externally. Each insurance company has a different platform for where they're set up, and those are done externally. So nothing is done within your EHR for EFTs. If you do not set up your EFTs, it will take a longer amount to get paid, and you may be paid in gift cards, which you will be hit with a processing fee. So I just wanted you guys to understand the massive delineation between where they are set up and what they actually are, because they sound like they're two very similar things, but they're actually pretty much opposite. So if you're somebody looking for somebody to set these up for you, always hit us up in the comments. Somebody from my team will reach out if that's something that you're looking for support with. Or like I said, if you just know somebody who's super confused by this, tag them in the video below, share the video. We release these videos every single week, and they're generally on topics you guys decided or showed me based on your questions that you guys needed support with. So once again, Amy P, reimbursement dietitian, here to simplify the reimbursement process in any way I can for registered dietitians and CNSs looking to accept insurance in their practices. And I hope, if anything, you guys found this video super helpful. And please comment, like, subscribe, and share with anybody who you think can benefit. See you guys next week. Peace.